and my mentor was Stephanie Mahan, and my parents are Will and Rebecca Sigler. And, okay. As a 15-year-old in high school who has no idea what she wants to do with her life, faith was another complicated thing to think about. I'm still young and I haven't experienced any life-changing or awakening moments. I go to school, I come home, I snack for an hour, I go to practice, I come home again, and I do my homework. Life goes on. For a long time, I thought, why be a Christian when most conflicts all around the world were caused by religious disagreement? I didn't really want to be a part of a group the rest of the world labels as judgmental. I never thought about how much God's work I had witnessed until I had to write it all down. I have seen God's work in my life as close as my own neighborhood. A boy named Isaiah, who was 7 years old at the time, was diagnosed with a cancerous brain tumor. On the way to the hospital for Isaiah's first treatment, his parents heard a Bible verse on the radio. The verse was Isaiah 43:2, and this was what they heard. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze. That verse became the motivation and trademark for Isaiah and his family's journey through the troubling times. About a year after hearing that verse, Isaiah is now in remission and living as happy as he was before his cancer. Him and his family have went through a lot, but they never lost hope in themselves and in God. They knew that God wouldn't throw anything at them they couldn't handle, even when they thought they couldn't handle it. I have always admired how my dad's parents lived through their ups and downs of life. They were a military family who ran on barely anything and never knew what to expect. When my grandpa got cancer, it's another cancer story, they didn't give up hope during his sickness. My grandma lived by the quote, "Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass, it's about learning to dance in the rain." In my everyday life, I try to think about how grateful I am for my health and things and opportunities I have. Even when I'm going through something tough, I will always try to dance in the rain. That's how I found faith in my grandparents when they went through their journey together, and they kept their love going always. My mom sometimes tells us stories that she tells her kids at school when we eat dinner. One of my favorite stories is about a cat named Pete, or Pete the cat. And Pete is a very chill guy, and when something happens, he lets it roll right off his back and keeps on singing the song that he had made up in that particular book. Pete sings a lot in a lot of his books. In one of these books, Pete goes on a walk with his snazzy new white shoes and sings his song about his shoes. He's very proud about them, and on his walk he steps in various colored things and ruins his new white shoes. But does Pete cry? Goodness no. Pete keeps walking along and singing his song. That's actually what the book says. That's quoting the book. At the end of this walk, he steps in water and all the colors are washed off his shoes, and they are white again. I don't know why, but every book that she tells us about always has some sort of big life meaning that I didn't even know preschool books could contain. If Pete has taught me that, and I quote, "Stuff will come and stuff will go, but we keep on singing." And I think faith is like that too. In our lives, things will happen and they will eventually be forgotten, but we keep on believing that God is with us during times that seem tough. God reassures us that it's all good.